it's Jacqueline from Succulent 613. If you've ever struggled with propagating succulents from leaves and you feel like it never works for you and you want answers, you're going to love this video. Today's video is a step-by-step guide on how to care for your succulent leaf propagations properly. Let's get started. So, you have plucked some leaves from your succulents in hopes that a baby succulent will grow, but what do you do next? First, place your succulents on a tray without soil. The most important thing at this stage is for your leaves to form a callus on their ends. To do this, place your leaves in a room in a place where they are not going to get direct sunlight. The leaves are sensitive at this point, so don't put them on a windowsill because the sun rays will likely burn them. These leaves are burned and will not produce babies. You are going to leave them on the tray in a shady spot for 7 days. I like to place mine right beside my desk so I know that no sun rays are going to reach them. That way they are protected from sunburn. Don't water them, don't put them on soil, just leave them alone for 7 days. Now that you've waited 7 days and your leaves are calloused over, you're going to continue to leave them in the shade. Your next job is to check on your leaves every few days. Again, you don't want to water them. Why? Because there are no roots and no babies yet, so you would essentially just be watering nothing. There is nothing there to drink the water. Not all succulent leaves are going to form roots or babies at the same time, so you're going to want to have 2 areas for your leaf propagations. One area is the tray with no soil in the shade, and the other area is a pot with succulent soil in a south-facing window. When you check on your leaves and you see babies or roots or both, take those leaves over to the pot filled with succulent soil in a south-facing window. Only move the leaves that have babies, roots, or both. Keep checking on the succulents that are still in the shade, and when you notice other leaves now have babies or roots, bring them over to the pot with the soil also. Any leaves that still don't have babies or roots should stay in the tray in the shade. You can now water the leaves that have babies or roots. I use distilled water or rainwater, and I like to keep the first inch of soil damp. Babies tend to need more water than we think. If you've tried to propagate succulent leaves in the past and your leaves have consistently shriveled up and become crispy or dry, it's because they were thirsty or they were exposed to sun too early. If your leaf propagations in the past have turned yellow, mushy, and rotted, it's likely because you were watering a leaf that had no babies or roots. The first time I ever tried to grow succulents from leaf propagations, I struggled. I was misting my leaf babies because that's what I was told to do. The problem that I noticed is that the baby succulents stayed small. I had babies that were only a centimeter in size and they were over a year old. I thought to myself, there is no way that succulents can take this long to grow. This is insane. I was scared to water them in fear that they would rot, so I continued to mist them every other day because that's what I had seen other people doing. Then I discovered something. I moved my tiny baby leaf propagations outdoors on my deck in an area with partial sun. And then it rained, and it rained again the next day, and it rained again the next day.
One day, it started raining, and it didn't quit for 4 months.
I was dreading going to check on my leaf propagations once the rain had stopped because I was worried that they would have all rotted from all of that rain. But they didn't. They were actually growing finally. They had doubled in size after each rainfall, and this is when I discovered that baby succulents actually do well in slightly damp soil. Another great tool that has helped me with growing my leaf propagations is my heating mat. It helps keep the babies warm, and it helps the soil to dry out so the babies don't rot. This is especially helpful if the babies are in a room with poor air circulation. After a month or 2, your succulent babies should have an established root system and they might be about a centimeter long. This might be a good time to move them outdoors into an area with bright shade or partial sun. You can continue to keep the soil damp for succulents this size. Once the babies are a few inches long, you can move them into individual pots and adjust your watering once the succulents become larger. Slowly introduce them to full sun as they become larger, and soon you'll have your own succulent paradise. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and check out all our other videos about succulent care.